friends. It's Romania Black, and we're on episode 6 of Word of Honor. I cannot. It is hard. Every week, I wait for the moderators, which is mainly Be Happy, to check the comments for Word of Honor and to let me know what I can read and what I can't read. And every week, it is such a struggle to just sit there and wait and be patient and be like, I don't know if I want to go ahead and watch the next episode or not. But so far with my recording schedule, I'm doing all right. I don't have to record ahead yet. Too far ahead yet. That may change. I've got a lot of traveling to do in early March, and then in April, the first week of April, I'm gonna be gone the entire week. So I may be recording a little bit ahead, but I'll let y'all know in the discussion intros with that. But I have a lot to talk about as we start this episode, because we have some comments from episode 1, we have some comments from episode 2, from episode 3, and some things that you probably have commented about that the moderator is like, okay, let's just set some things straight. So as we start here, there was a question because fellow patron Reiki has been super kind, super gracious, and has worked super hard to get all of the episodes up for me. And those episodes use Viki subs. There have been some people say, they're like, why don't you use Yoku subs, which is what it was originally from. Look, I'm a Taurus. And I acknowledge that once I get started on something, change is not good for me. And I honestly don't mind the Viki subs at all. I think they're fine. Here's the thing, and I said this back in episode 1. If some of the translation stuff I miss, if stuff happens like that, guess what? I'm also going to be reading the novel. So if I miss something, I'm going to catch it back up when we get to the novel. Plus, I feel like with the last few episodes, I've been able to piece together some things and make my own theories. So it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I know it may bother you because you're like, oh, you need a better translate. I will get to the novel and all will be well. And then at that point, y'all can tell me if something's missing or out of whack. Additionally, the moderator let me know that with the poetry that Win Keshing says, he's not a poet, but poetry is heavily used in his speech, and a scriptwriter used a trick diving into an enormous Chinese repertoire with many lines of poetry talking about specific things or situations, which makes his speech seem 10 times more flirtatious and filled with innuendo. So apparently we're going to talk about Avenue X. Avenue X is apparently someone on YouTube that has done a big deep dive into a lot of the different aspects of this show, and one of the videos they made was depicting all the poetry references. I told the moderator that I would like to hold off on knowing all the poetry references, again, until I read the novel and see it there. And then after the novel, I might look at that Avenue X video and see all the references and things like that. So again, I want there to be a reason for me to read the novel. And so if there are things that I miss in the series, I feel like I talk about enough in the series. If there's little things that I miss, I will probably pick them up in the novel. And then afterwards we can have more stuff with Word of Honor to go as far as that goes. However, one thing I am going to do, so y'all can stop bothering the moderator with comments about it, is apparently there were changes from the script for the series to the dub that are specific to the series alone, not the novel. And so Be Happy, the moderator, was like, I can let you know what those are. Again, they said that Avenue X had compiled all these together and they're just transcribing them. I said that would be great, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the ones for episodes 1 through 5 before we start this episode. And then they have in spoiler tag on Discord, like all the ones for episode 6. So I'll go back and look at episode 6 after we watch and after we do the reaction, right? We'll include those in the discussion. So I want to go ahead and pull up the ones for, it's only episodes 3 and 4, which is great. I didn't miss too much. For episode 3, 4 minutes into the video at 3 minutes, 53 seconds, we hear Win Keshing say, you must be extraordinary. What he actually said was, you must be a beauty. Well, all right. And then at 41 minutes in, Win Keshing says, I'm pretty sure when I take down this skin of yours, inside it, there must be a hidden huge surprise. What he actually said was, there must be a rare, beautiful person. Aw, get into that cuteness there, right? For episode 4, about 22 minutes in, Win Keshing says, the thing is, Aju, your martial arts are so impeccable, but you have no ear for music. When I get a moment, I'll teach you. What he actually said was, the thing is, Aju, you are so good looking, but your playing of the Zhao isn't very good. When I get a moment, I'll teach you. Plus, Zhao is a Chinese slang word that has the same meaning in English slang, which is blow. Which we kind of talked about in the discussion. So yeah, so these are cute little things. I like them. Are they, pertinent and super crazy important that I miss them? No, but I do appreciate Be Happy putting those together and letting me know, because why not? So we'll look at the ones for episode 6 after episode 6. So that's good to know. Anyway, as far as the comments go, Likesy8037 with episode 2 says, so yeah, basically Zhao got a sassy wife, a cinnamon roll sweetheart son, and a teenage girl boss daughter in one episode. Bro just wanted to die in peace, but ended up with a whole family instead. And it's really funny that they commented that, because over on the Discord on Patreon, in the Discord, Pancake said they shared a GIF that said one often meets his destiny on the path to avoid it, which is perfect for Zhao trying to, die a beggar, but then he ends up with a family instead. So I thought that those two being posted around the same time were really, really fun. Rhett the Best says for episode 2, by the way, the bread flipping thing that Gu Zhang did was gay. I don't really understand the details myself, but from what I understand, the bread has a name, and the character for that bread and the character for flipping is a euphemism for gay sex. So her flipping the bread on a stick was her saying that they were being kinky. Good to know. Good to know. I mean, any little thing that we can get through to get past the censors, who apparently took a 6-month vacation during the censors checks on the show, I'm all for. That sounds great. So good on you, Rhett, for explaining that. I'll have to look that up later. Icy says for episode 3, my favorite characters have appeared, Cosmo and Wanda, which I call Lulu and Tao Hong as I call them the strawberry shortcake couple, but if you've watched The Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo and Wanda, they kind of have the same pink and green color scheme. So I thought that was really super cute. And then speaking of Lulu, or I'm mispronouncing it, as you will find out here. X Zhang, Un8CD, said for episode 3, regarding the name Lulio, the V is actually a stand-in for a U in pinyin, so the name should technically be Luliu, but since U is a special character, when you type Chinese on a keyboard, you use the V instead of the U, as Chinese pinyin does not use the V for anything. The name is pronounced something like Lulio. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I've been saying Luliu, but if it's Lulio, I apologize. I will do my best to say it properly, but my brain with pronunciation, it gets fixated, and so it can be hard to break a habit once I start pronouncing something a certain way. So I will try my hardest, though. Also, a small Easter egg. There's a shot showing that the inn that Wen Keshing booked is called, and then it has the Chinese characters, it is a play on the word because it means inn, but another bit of characters mean faraway wanderers. The name combined the two, which is a nice nod to the title of the novel. That's super cute. I love that. I think that's great. So yeah, I know that there is going to be some episode 6 changes from the script and the dub, which I'm going to be looking at, and I'm super excited about that. But yeah, thank you all so much for your comments and your kind words. I have been so excited by all of the excitement surrounding this series. I am in love with it. I'm having so much fun with it, and I cannot wait to dive into this episode, which is episode 6. Last episode, it seemed like things were piecing together, but then at the last minute, there were drugs, and there was a dreamlike state, and Wen Keshing might be hallucinating, and Zhou Jishu might have to get him out of it, and so it's like, are you going to be able to do that? And then there's Gu Zhang's nowhere to be seen, so there's a lot going on. But anyway, so we're going to get started, and I am so excited. I hope you all are too. We're going to be at the 1 minute and 46 second mark, and we're going to do Word of Honor episode 6 here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I'm so excited! Oh, episode 6. Yes. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this? All of the paper mache animals are so creepy. Oh my God. Wen Keshing. Something's not right. Oh my God, Wen Keshing looks so excited. Ah! Who is that? Okay, is this the happy ghost or who is this? All of the zombies! Oh my god. Because it's Thriller. Thriller night. Like, oh my god, who has edited this to Michael Jackson? Please tell me someone has. Oh no, Zhao, this is not the time for that to happen. Shit. Oh my gosh, him protecting when caching. Oh! Oh, shoulder blades. Are we getting on that discussion again? Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Him trying to like inflict pain and stop him. Oh my god. They're really creepy with the sacks over the head. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, what is he spinning for? What are you spinning for? Winx Club, what we doing? Oh, bitch, what? Oh my god. Or we'll just sever his neck. That's fine. Is it a piece of the glazed armor? Oh my god. He's like, I hate you. Oh! Oh, him spinning like a damn top. Oh, just grab him and go! Like he's a damn piece of takeout. Oh, what is this music? Like, oh, you helped me, sir. Oh my god. Every time they move to a new location, it's like a romantic song. The censors were gone. They just left. They took a holiday. Oh. 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 Well, I mean, I wanted to carry you across the forest. Oh. 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 We dropped an F-bomb, but... Oh, shit. Oh. What is that? Was that part of his medicine? Oh, that was since they've been poisoned. Oh, the Miracle Healer Valley. Well, he's like, you'd be surprised. An assassin needs enough. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Who couldn't even kill a chicken? Bullshit! Maybe not a chicken, but you did a village. Or a beggar gang, at least. Uh-huh. Sure. He's like, I've always liked a bad boy. Oh, no. Oh. Did you read about him in a book? Okay. Interesting. Huh. Ooh, is he gonna cut off the part of skin so he's not able to be controlled by them in the future? Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Oh, you're gonna cut off that skin? Oh shit. Really? Ooh, are we serious? Oh my god. The way he looks at him during this. He's like, I could help you suck that blood. I could help you lick that wound. I could help you do that. The way he, oh, oh, oh. Oh. Oh, he like froze him. Oh my god. I love this show. It's like, oh god, why do I have to be tenderly caressed by this man? Why do I have to be tenderly caressed? Oh, bitch, if you put your mouth on that, it's over. It's over. Are you? Oh. If this was a vampire AU, it'd be over. Oh my god. Sir. Sir. So oh my god. I tanned myself, okay? You're not from Jersey Shore. Who are you? What do you do? Oh, me! One way or another. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh. Oh, do you now? I can beat them with reason. I mean, I can't kill a bunch of beggars, but that's different. Yeah, sure. I mean, I did skewer that guy in the neck with my fan, but we're gonna ignore that. We've gone through life and death. Oh, why? Oh. Uh-huh. The only thing I do not fear is death. Well, is that because you're a ghost? Ah! Oh, you guys and your crisscrossy hands every time. He's like, I'm planning to die in 3 years, so actually I know. Who would be my lonely shadow and wander after? Oh. Oh, bitch. Like, no! Guzhong is like, could you guys just quit? I love them just floating away. Oh my god, Winkeshi, you're so confident. Oh, really? Teeter-totter, bitch. Why? This is like, oh. He's like, oh, my beautiful face. You've got pond scum on my face? They like Princess Peach glide everywhere with the most romantic music. This foreplay, y'all, of them just dancing and smacking their hands around, windmilling everywhere like a damn Winx Club. Oh my god, I love this. I love every bit of this. Who needs a sex scene when you could just have this elegant foreplay? I just imagine that the actors, like Gongjun and them, were like, no one's gonna be fooled by this, right? They all know what's going on. My great-grandmother would be like, what beautiful friends. I love this. Oh! Oh, really? When Keshin's like, ah, damn, now you're gonna have to take off all your clothes in my boat. Don't worry, I'll get in so that I have to take my clothes off too. Oh no. Can he not swim? Can he not swim? Oh shit. We didn't ask if he could swim. Oh no. What if he can't swim? We didn't check this. Oh no! Oh, his face! Did he swim away or is he literally drowning? Oh shit. Dude, get in there and save him. Oh. Oh, he looks so ethereal even when he's swimming underwater. Oh no, he looks so sad. Bitch, were you just luring him down there? Were you luring him down there? Oh my god. How do y'all have your eyes open underwater? Yes! Oh my god! Ah! Oh, it's over! If Wind Catching didn't think you were amazing before, he's gonna think you're insanely handsome now. Oh! 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 This episode's amazing, and we're only like 15 minutes in. Ah! He's so awestruck. He's like, do you want to get drunk and make out? Like, because you're really hot, so I'm just saying. He's like, I need some liquid courage for this. It's been so long since I've seen his face. It's been so long since I've seen his face. It's been like a month, and it looks so good. Oh. I mean, forget the fire in front of you. I mean, there was a fire right in front of you, but sure. Oh. Not no indirect kisses today. You put that flute in your mouth, though, a few weeks ago. Ah! Uh-huh, but is that true or not? A soul winding box. Oh. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, but he wasn't the hanging ghost. Oh, you are you? Oh. That's the question we all want to know. Hmm. Oh, his eyes are so intense. Oh, shit. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Well. Ha ha ha. What an excuse! Oh! Oh! Because you owe me? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Ah! Oh my god, you too! You too! Oh my god, I cannot with this flirting. You better stay right there while he gets you food. You're gonna leave, aren't you? Don't mess with it. He told you not to. Oh. What does that mean to you? What does that name mean to you, sir? Oh my god. Oh, that side. Puddle. I'm a puddle. I am a living puddle. Speaking of the assassins, because that's the one assassin that has the sitar. What be this? Oh, this is one of the ghosts, isn't it? Well, that was a ghost, or a fake ghost. But then who be this? Very spooky. Yeah, he's definitely a ghost. I love the setup with all the paper mache animals. It's so creepy. This feels something straight out of Demon Slayer. Oh, look at the Scorpion King. Okay, leader of the assassins. No, okay, so this is the leader of them that probably taught Chinsong. I love their design. They look so menacing. The long-tongued ghost. Oh. Who are you? Which ghost are you? Oh. Did you not walk right by him? Who are you, sir? Oh. Oh, you do? Oh. Oh, are they the happy ghost? Oh. Is the glazed armor in the soul box? Changing ghost. Oh, okay. We have heard of the changing ghost before. That's why they look familiar. Is the glazed armor in the soul box that now Zhao Jishu has? Okay, Scorpion King, you are interesting. You're also devious, and I love your makeup, and that hair is amazing. It is the glazed armor! Okay, we found a piece of it. We found a piece of it. It was in the box. Well. He's like, I went and killed some rabbits, but, oh, interesting. Oh, giving it to him. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. But you just gave it to me. For 2 rabbits. Rabbits are a great choice. Oh, well, you know, just like rabbits, you could fill other parts of your bodies with other things, you know, with Winkeshing's help. I'm just saying. Oh. Why would I keep something unlucky? Ah! Winkeshing's like, oh, you silly boy. Mmm. I'm also ruthless. Ooh. Oh, Winkeshing's like, oh, you have no clue how into that I am, sir. You're already a disaster. Oh my God. He's like, I'm not throwing this away. Oh my God. Bitch. Oh my God. He could not be more obvious. Oh. Right. True. They were, very much. Right. Yeah, there is definitely something strange about all of this. Did they, though? Hmm. Well, skin these rabbits. Together with me. Oh, together with me. He's like, oh, oh my God. Go help him. Go help him. Bonding. Bonding. Just like a little choo-choo, choo-choo. These tiny, just get a little bit of water on these rabbits to, oh, oh. His face is like snow. I cannot, you silly boys running around. You left the rabbits in the stream. Guzhong is like 3 beers in from the boat from the other side of the lake. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Changling's like, I just know something's happened between them. Like shit. Don't like eating the food of traitors. No, why would you think that? He's like, don't tease the kid. I can't believe he's like literally 15 years old. Well, they kind of had a tryst out in the woods with some rabbits, and, you know, they didn't want Chengling around. Shinshin, you're awfully direct. And you push. Well, they, you know, are probably dead. Ooh, that's not true, but that's a good lie. Oh my gosh, Shinshin. Like, please don't get onto me about my dad dying. Oh my god! Why are you having a Citizen Kane freak out right here, Shin Shin? I want when Keshing and Zhao Jishu to like pull up, fresh robed, like the flirtation has given them back 6 years of their life. I mean, we may have fought and we may have like backstabbed each other, but we're totally fine. I want him to be my biological son. Okay. Oh. Oh, no. Let's not be jumping to conclusion. Okay, we're gonna go back to that 3 pieces are here, but 2 of them are missing. He's like, these are like 2 forms of... Okay. These 2. Okay, yeah, the Heroes Conference is in July. Right. Huh. Okay, the broken sword, which is with the guy that got killed by the one. Oh yeah, Tianji, who's dead too. Yeah. Sure, that's a lie. That's a lie too. Everybody's lying around here. Shinshin is like, has got such a chip on his shoulder. I mean, I think the ghost might be more based than serving base tricks, but okay. Yeah, I don't trust these broken sword people. They seem a little sketch. I mean, they clearly are lying about the one guy who's dead. Oh, now we're going back. Is this them? Oh. Are these robes different from when Keshing? These blue robes? Are they wearing each other's clothes? Or is this like a boyfriend clothes thing? What are we doing? I want to see it head on. What? Oh, they are wearing different robes. Well, when Keshing get this amazing wardrobe here, he looks great. I mean, Zhao looks the same. He's just like in a more beige color palette. But why has when Keshing got this amazing, like, fancy robe on? With the red underneath? You know, maybe like the red chief of the ghosts. You will never get me off that theory. Why did you have the antidote? Ooh. Well, ooh, that's a great point. Okay. Okay, now we're getting some answers. Do we think that the window of heaven might be involved in this? Oh. I think... Oh, he's like, oh, hello. Oh. So he kept wanting his family, his mom. That is a little bit mean to bring up when you know he was talking about his mother. Yes! How did you pop? Yes! Well, that is the question indeed. Oh my God. Oh my. He's like, no, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. I'm joking. But it did involve my mom. His hair looks more brunette in comparison to. He has like a little brunette tinge than Zhao's now. Oh, shit. Well, that's crazy. Huh. Oh. Yeah. So he. Oh. Okay. Hmm. And men can be evil, of course. You'd be surprised. Well, yeah, I wouldn't want that. Oh my God. I just can't get over when Keshin looking so professional and official with these like aquamarine robes. Get to the point. Who be this? Oh. Hello. Oh, the two of them. Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. It does, doesn't it? Oh my God. I cannot with this episode. Well, because somebody from the window of heaven might recognize him. Well, no, not exactly. Oh. Pluck flowers, is that a euphemism? Want to go? Oh ho ho. We're gonna go enjoy some drama. Have some popcorn. Maybe see how Chengling's doing. A group of barking dogs. Right. You know, if only, if somebody would, come and get off those, foxes and hounds. I was gonna say, what is Guzhang gonna be doing? All right, we're gonna meet at the conference, are we? Interesting. Interesting indeed. What a boring ride. Could you imagine? Poor Chengling's over by himself. Oh. Who be this? Oh, like anybody's not gonna recognize you with that damn hat on. Although he doesn't have the makeup on, but that hat is not a disguise. I mean, he doesn't have his beggar makeup on, so he does look a little different. I'll take the whole place. Oh, a hairpin. Ooh. Is he gonna have him make a duplicate of the glazed armor? Oh, bitch. Ooh. Oh, 3 days. Oh, we're here to start fires. Oh, yeah, maybe kill some people later. But, oh my God. Oh, when caching. Hey, speaking of which, Guzhong, what is it for their takeout? Oh, these are the two ladies that she saved. They like got takeout and they're playing games, getting wasted Wednesdays. It's great. I love it. Oh my God. Well, uh-huh. I love that she's just like man-spreading there, be like, all right, let's go. Oh, there they are. Hello, sir. Oh. I mean, you're really handsome and you're nice and, you know. Oh, since you left the valley, eh? Oh. Oh. Do they not have a home to go back to? He's like, well, that's cool, but there's not going to be room for you and my new husband. Ooh. Yeah, about the dog. Uh-huh. She's like, but I got you takeout. I got you French fries. It's a goodie bag. Famous nuts! There we go! You know, you do love nuts. Remember how much you love nuts? Oh my God. He's like, okay. I mean, she's so adorable. Oh. Aww. Okay, so they don't have... Okay. Oh my God. You could so make this a vampire AU so easily. Like with Guzhong having these two women become vampires and live with her. He's like, ah, damn it. Okay. Okay. Oh, you say definitely. Okay. Oh, we're gonna get. It's the end of the episode. What we're gonna get? Oh. They don't look exactly like it. Oh my God. Of course. Of course they're not gonna show us. Why would they? Oh my gosh. What was this episode? I'm a living puddle. I'm sorry, but what? What was this episode? I am just there are no censors. There just are no censors. They just said, you know what? Screw it. They looked at the first 5 episodes and they were like, yeah, this seems fine. You guys don't have to, you don't even have to check the next ones. If I could flail like a damn magic carp across this desk while this was playing, I would have. But then I would have wrecked my computer and everything and we wouldn't have had the reaction. So I couldn't. But the amount of internal fangirling and screaming, and I had to pay attention. So I'm just like, oh my God. Insane. So I'm gonna keep up track here of exactly which parts had different. Be Happy, like I said, has recorded where the lines were changed, which I can't imagine if we had to change the lines for this setup how that's gonna go. But we're gonna keep track. The first one's gonna be about 3 minutes in, so we're just gonna keep that in mind as we go. So there is just, we have to talk about Gong Joon. We just have to talk about Gong Joon. We just have to for about 5 seconds. Talk about Gong Joon. Talk about how amazing of an actor he is, because he is able to, like, the actor for Zhao does an amazing job being stoic, having ennui, looking in pain, looking like he just wants to die, just can't take the advances. Like, he gets angst down so well. But there's also a softness to Zhao's character where he's like angst, but then he has this like soft innocence and kind of like a good heart underneath this cold assassin exterior, and he does a really good job. But Gong Joon, my sir, him capturing at the very beginning this childlike wonder of being in the dream and looking back and thinking of his mother for whatever that means. We don't know exactly overall, but him with the childlike wonder, and then as soon as Zhao stabs him, it turns on a dime and he comes back and he's like, hey, I will kill you if you hurt him. And then just like all of the nuances, all of the expressions, everything. Like, he just runs the gambit in this episode for how many emotions you can emote. And it is so well done. I'm just like, I am floored. And I'm also highly attracted in the sense of his facial expressions and everything to Gong Joon's character. So there's that. But his facial expressions are just so good. So the guy that has the soul box with the glazed armor piece in there, we think is imitating one of the ghosts, right? We think is imitating one of the ghosts. We're not entirely sure, but he was not a ghost himself. He was imitating the hanging ghost, but Zhao's like, he's not old enough to be doing that, so that can't be. I don't know. I find that rather curious. But he had this bell, and we think that he possibly was maybe trained by one of the assassins, like the Scorpion King that we meet, that he possibly was trained by him and was taking over these corpses and controlling them like a damn Thriller music video. I will say the set piece for the coffin house was really, really good. The papier-mâché animals are so creepy, but they're so like interesting. I just kept looking on screen at like the cranes and the lions and everything, just being like just enamored by the set design and how it looks. But yeah, this guy pretending to be the hanging ghost, ringing the bell, and then all of these corpses coming out. I loved the corpse design in this episode. I really did. The idea that the corpses were, they're all bandaged, you couldn't see their faces, which was really, really well done. Okay. I also, as they're fighting, want to go back to this line. So, of course, Zhao starts to have his flare up as he's fighting the corpses, but he keeps on striking by and knocking them away. And then about the time they all crash, the hug that Wen Kexing puts over him, and Zhao tolerates it because he's like, you're not in your right mind. Censors be damned. So he says, Mom, carry me. Your shoulder blades are the prettiest. I love Zhao's face of like, the record scratch. You may be wondering how I got here. So, okay, at that point, they alter the lines, your mother carry me, your shoulder blades are the prettiest, What he actually said was, Zishu, carry me, your shoulder blades are the prettiest. Okay, well that makes sense why they altered it, because, you know, we can't have them knowing that Win wants. So Win's all about these shoulder blades, and he is fully convinced that Zhao has the prettiest ones. We talked about this back in like episode 3, but I love Zhao's like, oh my god, I cannot with you right now, Win Keshing. So yeah, so the next one's not going to be until about 5, in just a couple minutes here. So yeah, so they keep fighting off the zombies, and he tries to get Win to wake up, and that's when he stabs him to like, be like, here, be in pain so that you'll leave me alone. Now, okay, we do see where the one zombie like bit him on his shoulder when he tried to get through to him. Okay. Meanwhile, that's when Win Keshing starts to wake up, and he's like, oh, hey, you're struggling and dying there, as he's fighting off all these zombies. And then what we see is as he's like losing control of his sword and he's about to die, we see how the hanging ghost didn't notice, how the guy pretending to be the hanging ghost didn't notice Win Keshing spinning like a damn top. That is beyond me. That is beyond me. How you didn't notice, sir? Because he is a damn dreidel up there spinning around. And then as he spins, I love that Zhao Jishu's like, I really didn't expect to die this way. He's like, I did not expect to go out with these zombies. But yeah, they all get knocked back. And Win Keshing, with that damn smile, that's like, oh, hey, bitch, you miss me? Mm-hmm. I can't take it, y'all. I can't take it. It's too much. But he has this knowing smile. And then he smiles at Zhao, and then he's like, and he turns around to the other guy and then throws the fan and basically cuts his throat and kills him. Of course, they probably couldn't be as graphic as they wanted to be, but anyway, so he manages to get from the man the soul box, and he's like, what a good thing. And he's like, Win Keshing, he's like, help me. So he helps him up. They manage to get past the zombies. Anytime they fly away and it starts to cue this beautiful, sentimental, romantic love song, what did the censors think that was for? Did they think that romantic song was just a segue? Just a random segue? It's cultural. It's just a segue. No. It'd be like in a modern AU if every time like a Sabrina Carpenter song came on or something. Or like, I'm thinking of Savage Garden, like Truly Madly Deeply comes on every time they move from scene to scene. But that's the 90s girl in me thinking that, right? So then we go to the lake shore side. And we sit down for a hot second. And I love that when Keshing's like, hey, you know, we've just been through life and death and you saved me, but I want to help you out here. And Zhao's like, I don't want people to help me and all this. And this scene, you all, where Win Keshing's like, you know, you're poisoned and I could help you. He's like, you know, I actually got tricked this time too and you saved me. So I wasn't pretending. And he's like, I can walk on my own even if I am poisoned. Mm-hmm. He's like, why pretend to be the hero in front of me? So one of the line changes is, stop pretending to be tough in front of me. It's not embarrassing to be carried by me. Apparently, Zhao replied in Northern Chinese slang, the heck with it. What he actually said was, Win Keshing, hero saving a beauty is just like this. You don't lose face by having me help you. And Zhao replied, I'm afraid it's actually beauty saving the hero. Oh, so hero saving beauty is a very common idiom of Chinese culture. It's basically English version of saving a damsel in distress. Zhao didn't deny being the beauty in the hero and beauty relationship. Oh, yeah. So basically, Zhao, I mean, are we just saying that Win Keshing's a top? Can we just say it? I mean, I feel like they both could do either, but I haven't read the book, so who knows? I feel like they could both go either way. But this entire scene where they just do the back and forth, and I like that Win Keshing is very slow in trying to figure out, like, he's saying to Zhao, he's like, oh, you have all these antidotes and stuff. Like, why do you have all these medicines? And, you know, what are you, a healer? Or, you know, he's trying to pry for information without being, you know, like prying as he thinks he will. He's like, I'm just going to ask you cordially, like, where'd you get all this medicine from? How'd you have all this? Like, who'd you see? You know, where's your medicine shop? Like, he's trying to find details about him. We know as the audience that the reason Zhao would have a lot of these medicines is because he was an assassin. He would need them for missions, but also he's trying to delay becoming a full-on beggar that doesn't have his senses. So he's trying to delay that with medicines as often as he can, right? It just, This entire scene, and then when he pulls back, you know, he's like, you frightened me, the philanthropist, when you couldn't even kill a chicken. I'm like, you might not be able to kill a chicken, but you killed an entire beggar, like, organization. So, and Zhao is like, I watched you kill that man, like, philanthropist my ass. And he's like, I really am a good man, although I don't look like one. I'm so curious about why when Keshing, he's so adamant about saying he's a good man. He's been going on about that since the beginning. To me, it lends to the fact that somebody is probably going to try to tell Zhao that he is not a good man. And Wen's like, but I am. See, I've told you this whole time. And he's like, okay, you're a philanthropist and I'm a killer. Are you happy now? The funny part about it all is that Zhao is a former assassin, but he has this heart of gold and he wouldn't kill anybody now. When Keshing, he'd kill everybody if you got in the way of his man. So, and then this scene here, I mean, I had a call back to Heaven Official's Blessing. I don't know if any of you did. So whenever he had his arm out, I was like, oh, it'd be a shame if, you know, when Keshing couldn't just suck the poison out of it. And then lo and behold, his shoulder blade, that's exactly what we got. I cannot believe we got him sucking the poison out, like smooching his shoulder and sucking the poison out. And I'm sure they got through the censors being like, he's just sucking poison out. It was the only way, you know, but for us, we're like, well, wait a minute. you got some poison right here. Zhao, you might need to get that sucked out. He says, rumor has it a golden needle could be used to control a person's senses. And a poison would be used to strengthen his skin and bones. And he's like, do you have a dagger? So I like the idea that Zhao's like, I have to get this poison out of me because otherwise I could be controlled by the hanging ghost at some point. I really don't want that to happen. So I'm going to cut the poison out of me. And he has it on his arm and his shoulder, right? And when Keshing's like, you know, I could help you. I love when he offers his arm being like, you could just bite on it if you want to. When Keshing offering his arm to be bitten upon. Oh my gosh. Like the kinkery, y'all. But yeah. And then we have this moment of him cutting. There is a moment in this where Zhao he's cutting the poison out of his arm and he's concentrating so hard. And there is a moment where when Keshing looks at him, and it's kind of like unfocused, so you can't really see it, but his eyes in the back of Zhao's head look so concerned and so like deeply in love and like, I don't want you to hurt yourself. I would help you do anything. Those eyes, they are unfocused. They are unfocused because if we were focused in on them, we would melt. We would melt into a literal puddle. There would be nothing left of us. And that's all there is to it. But I was like, he's ruined men for everyone. Keshing has ruined, if you are into men, he has ruined them for everyone. And because he's just so damn perfect. And then he gets off the arm, and when Keshing's like, I couldn't help but notice your shoulder is also poisoned, so if you want to let me do this. And just this series, the way that everything is so soft and tender and like elegant, like when we get to the boat battle where they're just flying through the air. I kept saying Winx Club, but it's not Winx. It's what are the wind up? I need to look this up really quick. The wind up, they weren't Winx Club. That was a 90s show, but the wind up fairy spinners, what were they? What were they called? They had a name. They were the wind up fairies, but I wish I could think of what they were called exactly. I know that they're from the 90s. Maybe I can look that up real quick and get that down here. Were they Flutterbys? Fluttershies? What is this? I just wish that they had, yeah. The wind up, yeah, fairies. Spinning fairy dolls. What were they called? Here we go. Hello, Reddit. Help me out here. Sky dancers. Yes. Thank you, Reddit. What were they called? Sky dancers. Whenever they're just like spinning around on the boat, they look like sky dancers. I was like, yes, that's exactly what it was. Also, just the delicate skin. And when Keshing, I cannot wait to read this in the book. I cannot wait to read it. And just his gaze at Zhao, and Zhao's like, keep it together. Keep it together. This is not a sexual moment. Keep it together. Everything's fine. My body is a temple. I freaking love it. I like at the point he's like, you know, your face and neck and head and everything's covered by the makeup, but your body's a little bit paler. And he was like a tanning. You know, that's why I've been out in the sun all day. Okay. I am so glad we finally got out in the open his actual face. I am so glad. Not that Zhao and his actor looked bad with the beard and the facial hair and stuff. I actually was getting used to it. I was getting used to it so that when we did see his face, it was almost jarring. I was like, oh, that's what you look like. I forgot because it's been like a month since I've seen your face. So yeah, I'm glad we finally have that out in the open. And since they're traveling together without Changling, they really don't need him to put the makeup back on. And when they see Changling, they're going to be like, hey, Changling, by the way, here, this is what he looks like now. It's fine, everything. Although the one aspect of it is that with the window of heaven, they're going to know who he is. So if he doesn't put the makeup back on, they're going to recognize him. But it seems like maybe they already have recognized him, so it doesn't matter in the long run, right? And when Keshing's like, you know, you could just show yourself to me. It's fine. He's like, we're friends. We've gone through life and death together. Can't you show me who you are? And Zhao says, trust has to be mutual. And he's like, I don't trust you. And when Keshing's like, but this is what I really look like. He's like, it's authentic. It isn't deceptive at all. He's like, you know, you could touch if you want to. And Zhao's like, no. So I feel like this is not what when Keshing actually looks like? No, I think that is what he looks like. But I do think that when Keshing might not be his name, he might be going by a different name. And he might have, you know, underneath that turquoise robe, he might be wearing some all red robes because he's the ghost chief. He has to be. I'm fully convinced. And then Zhao says, everybody who's seen my real appearance has died. And that, conveniently enough, is when Keshing says, well, I fear many things, but the only thing I don't fear is death. And I'm like, well, ghosts wouldn't fear death because they're already dead. So I'm like, we'll see. They also have a thing where they like cross arms and do all of the things with their hands constantly. These two, they will be the death of me. And he's like, I know the extent of my illness and I don't need you to care for me. And he's like, but if you die, who's going to wander the snow-capped mountains with me? He's like, find somebody else. I do wonder what when Keshing's reaction will be when Zhao reveals that he has put the 7 nails into his body. Because I don't think when Keshing knows that, I don't think when Keshing knows the nails are there, I don't think he can sense that. Or if he has, he doesn't know what to identify it as. He just knows something internally is going wrong with him and he wants to help him. But I don't think he knows it's the nails. So I fully intend, like, his puppy dog face with Zhao in this episode, I think is going to be magnified by like 10 when he sees those damn nails. But then we have the boat scene where they just fly through the air. They get onto the teeter-totter. They are like little sky dancers, like flowing through the air. It's hypnotic. It's beautiful. And then, of course, he trips him into the water. Now, I thought that Zhao didn't know how to swim. I thought he was legit drowning, and it was going to be like a moment of levity of him being like, you okay down there? And he's like, like just bubbles coming out, and he's like just slowly drowning. But no, that's not what it was. It was just that he probably didn't want to come up. And then when Keshing getting nervous and scared, of course he looks beautiful and ethereal underwater. And like the look on when Keshing's face, he's like concerned. He's like, hey, he's like, are you okay down there? Don't drown, don't run away from me. And his little brow furrowed, but not enough where it would cause a wrinkle. just furrowed a little bit. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he furrows his brow without creating frown. Like, I have horrible like forehead lines from furrowing my brow. He somehow manages to not even, like, it doesn't budge. I'm like, how? But his little sad face when he's looking, and then Zhao's like, well, fine, you came down to look for me, so I guess I'll show you who I am. And when he turns around and sees him, and like the look on his face, he's like, he realizes who it is. And Zhao's like, yep, here I am. Without the beggar makeup. Now the question is, of course, when Keshing seems to know that he is Zhao Zishu, is he Liu Zhao? Is he from his past? Does he know the mountain villas? How old is he? We don't know that. The show hasn't told us that, but he knows him from the past, and Zhao doesn't realize who he is. So it's like, But he goes up there to the surface. And then, of course, they swim, like, synchronized to the top because, of course, they do. But yeah, I love them in their under, like, robes. Their under robes while the others are drying are really nice. And then there's just something about the way that Zhao looks at the fireside. There's something about the way he looks. Like when Keshing's, of course, like, oh my God, you're even more handsome than I could have ever imagined. You're so beautiful. Oh my God. Like, he's just sitting there with his arm in his hand and his head in his hands. But there's something about the fireside scene where Zhao just looks softer. And he looks like a weight has lifted off his shoulders. Like, he doesn't have to pretend to have the makeup on and to be the beggar anymore. He can just let it off and let it slide off. And he just looks so much more at ease. It's kind of insane. Also, he's gorgeous. There's too much hotness on the screen. There's too much hotness in the show. We're all going to pass out. He's like, I'm messing around. And he's like, I'll heat up this wine. Why he didn't heat up the wine in the fire, I don't know. But that's irrelevant at this point. So then there's the soul box. The soul winding box. And I like now that we get, with Zhao with his makeup off, he's a little bit more emotive. He's like, the hanging ghost used this strange and unpredictable soul winding box to, how does he describe it? To run rampant across the lands. But I didn't expect that fellow would officially become a ghost. And we got this rather easily. So he says officially becomes a ghost. So I don't know if the ghost of the Ghost Valley, if they are actual ghosts or if that's just a title. Maybe they're not actual ghosts. Maybe they're not really ghosts and I'm thinking of ghosts like human realm, ghost realm because of Heaven Official Blessing and the world building. But it could be like we have assassins, we have soldiers, we have the brothers. Maybe the Ghost Valley and the ghosts are not actual ghosts. Maybe they're just people that have that title, and he was saying that he became a real ghost. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, I like that when Keshing's like, don't open the box, and he says he wasn't the hanging ghost. Now, when Keshing says you seem very familiar with the Ghost Valley, which he's like, how could you be? Because I'm like in charge of it. And he's like, no, not really. He's like, I just know that man was too young. The hanging ghost, when he was famous, that man would still have been a baby. So where's the real hanging ghost? Well, I think when Keshing killed him, but we don't know that. And when Keshing cleverly says, well, let's not just discuss if he's real or not. That's not important. So inside the box is a piece of the glazed armor. Now, Zhao's like, why did you kill the fake hanging ghost? We could have asked him questions. Oh, that's why he killed him. When Keshing doesn't want to ask questions. I feel like when Keshing knew that asking questions would reveal stuff about him, so he killed the fake hanging ghost before that could happen. But Zhao was pretty smart, so he caught on and was like, why didn't you question him? And he's like, well, you were in danger, so I just, I wasn't properly thinking. And that could be true, but it could also be that he didn't want questions to be asked to him, so then I love that Zhao's like, I'm hungry, go get some food for me. We're going to make Wing Keshing the breadwinner. Go make him get some food. He's like, I'll stay back here and take care of this box. You go get it. Also, it is not fair that Zhao's skin is, you've had a nasty mask on this long. Your skin's so perfectly clear. Not a blemish, not a wrinkle, not even a frown line. What is this? Wing Keshing, he's going to be just basically, he's not going to be able to handle it. And I like that when Keshing looks back as he's messing with the box. When he looks back at him like he's seeing him again for the first time, I love this moment. He's like, Zhao Jishu. He's like, he's indeed Zhao Jishu. That face is so tender, and he's like, it really is him. It's not just me speculating. It really is this man. What is his history with him? Is he Liu Zhao? Is he the ghost chief? How does he know him? Why does this matter? What is this? Y'all, this show, we're only 6 episodes in, and there's so much mystery, right? So, anyway, so now we have the Scorpion King, which I'm assuming is the leader of the assassins. He gets introduced in all this, and we go back to the coffin house. His design is amazing. I love his design. I love everything about it. The paleness, the braided hair, the sitar players, it's all so eerie. And then we also have the changing ghost. Now, the changing ghost, was one of the ghosts that we met from the very beginning that was in episode 1, and they were there. And so we have the idea of the changing ghost. We'll put them there. The changing ghost has talked to, we're going to put actually the changing ghost over here. I'm going to write this down here, that we have the changing ghost with a scorpion. With Scorpion of the Assassins. Okay? So we've got them together there. All right. Now, they talked about how this glazed armor was with the fake hang ghost. So they basically say that Chin Song, the guy that also plays the instrument, learned from him. And then he just looks so good. I love his design. He just looks so unbothered. Like he really could care less if this guy's like trying to suck up to him. So how lucky was the long-tongued ghost? So the long-tongued ghost is supposedly dead. That's the one that Winkeshing killed. So I assume that maybe from the beginning, Winkeshing said whoever could find all of the armor gets to be the leader of the Ghost Valley and the 10 ghosts. So maybe there are just different ghosts that rise up through the ranks and become the top 10, and maybe the long one wasn't part of that, because it seems like he might be a bit different. We'll see on that. But anyway, how he didn't realize that he was dead and everything, he's like, he got to learn how to use the enchanted song to control the drugmen from you. So the corpses and stuff were from Scorpion. Okay. And then this guy's like, well, he's dead and somebody killed him, so it's a problem. I love his design. Everything about him is amazing. He's like, well, you can have him because he's already dead. I love it. And the ghost is like, well, what? How does that work? Who did it? Well, I like him looking around like the guy is still there. And Scorpion's like, no. He's like, where's the soul wine box? He's like, well, I don't have it. I was going to ask you. Where's the glazed armor? So he says, no, the glazed armor, I already have it. But didn't I have to go to Sambai Mountain Villa to deal with Aolazi's body? Okay, so the changing ghost. Okay, I wonder if the changing ghost can imitate other ghosts. So it's possible that the changing ghost imitated the happy one to make everybody think the happy ghost killed Aolazi, but it was actually the changing ghost, and the changing ghost has now the piece of the glazed armor. Okay, we need to write this down. So the glazed armor has all these different pieces. Aolazi's piece is now with the changing ghost. Okay. So we have 5 pieces. So the 5 pieces of the glazed armor are as followed. We have the changing ghost with 1. We have Winkeshing with 1, and he's making duplicates. That just seems insane. That is chaos. Him making duplicates of the glazed armor is going to ignite chaos, because he could strip those out and divide them against everybody in the Five Lakes Alliance and all over, and they could be fighting each other like a bunch of dogs to get these counterfeit glazed armors while he has the real ones, because they do look a little bit different, the counterfeits versus the real ones. Insane. Insanely genius. And so guys, like, I really don't care. I asked Long Tongue Ghost to bring the glazed armor here, but there are many drugmens here, and the place is filled with a mesmerizing scent and soul winding spell. So shouldn't you have come and gotten the glazed armor earlier? And he's like, no, changing ghost. Are you blaming me for arriving late? Interesting. He's like, things are getting more interesting. So anyway, that's when we find out the glazed armor that was hidden in the soul winding box, and now that's the one that Winkeshing has. Okay. I also like that Zhao just casually hands it over to Winkeshing, like, here you go. Boop. I'm like, this thing is what everyone is fighting tooth and nail for. That's like one of the crux plots of this series. And Zhao's like, I'm going to die soon, so son of a bitch. And Winkeshing's like, oh, you just gave it to me? Okay. He's like, don't you want to see the world's armory? And he's like, I don't really care. And then I like that when Winkeshing found the 2 rabbits, all I can think of with the rabbits is Modao Zushi, which might be intentional, right? But as their robes and stuff are drying, I love that they go, okay, when they go to clean the rabbits. I also love that he calls Wenxing a disaster. He's like, you're already a disaster. I don't need to worry about another. And when Kexing's like, okay, I'll be your disaster. That's perfect. They're flirting. They were flirting at the fire scene. So much flirting. So much mutual flirting between the two of them. He's like, you can throw away, like ever since the makeup has come off, Zhao has gotten 1,000 times flirtier, and I'm here for it. But he's like, well, I'll keep it. It's the first gift that Aju ever gave me. I'll get a string and hang it on my body. Oh, he will. I'm sure he will. I'm also sure he won't let anybody get that piece of glazed armor because Aju gave it to him, and now it's his forever. Oh, I'm very certain that's what's going to happen. And I'll admire it every day. But he's like, Aju, do you think this piece of glazed armor was the one in Zhao Jing's possession or the one for Changling's? Because right now we have two families that have been demolished. We have Changling's family and then we have the Zhang family. Zhao's like, well, would they go after Changling if it was him? Would they still be pursuing him if they hadn't already obtained the glazed armor? What would be the point in abducting him? And he's like, I suspected Ao Lizi and Shin were acting strange with each other. So his body appeared at the entrance of the Sambai Mountain Villa. So do you think there's something about it? Like, I like how when Kexing looks so innocent when he asks, like, I think he knows a lot more about the situation than he lets on. But he's trying to get Zhao to admit what he knows. And Zhao's like, well, the Ghost Valley instigated it. So we don't need to get involved. Before Lu Taichung died, he handed everything over to Ao Lizi instead of his brothers. So it's already embarrassed the Five Lakes Alliance. So Ghost Valley purposely wiped the blood of Mount Taisect all over the face of it with the intention of attracting busybodies. So he's like, if you're bored, you can help me clean the rabbits instead. I like that Zhao's like, it's just not my business. I also like that when Kexing was like, I don't want to clean those rabbits. When Kexing's like, well, I went and got them. I don't want to clean them. And I'm like, dude, you are missing prime flirting time. Zhao is asking you to join him to do something. Why would you say no? And about that time, he's like, oh, okay, I will. I was like, if you say no to this moment of flirting, are you insane? And so he's like, fine. He's like, you don't have to help me. Also, I want to talk about the way that they just splish splash, the way that they just pitter patter the water onto the rabbits. I know that I've not cleaned a rabbit before. I've only helped clean a deer before. So I don't know the intricacies of splitter splattering the water on the rabbit. But I was just like, I don't think that's right. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it leads to an adorable scene where they splash water on each other. And it's so damn cute. When Kexing is just eye-effing the shit out of Zhao. And then he splashes him. And then Zhao splashes him back. Which is so funny. He's like, you're so childish. And then he does it right back. Adorable. I love it. And then they just run around. They leave the rabbits. They don't even clean the rabbits. They just run towards the fire and run around. Oh my God. I'm like, are you serious? So meanwhile, back at the other place, Changling's not eating his food. He probably thinks people are poisoning it. He doesn't trust any of these people. I definitely feel for Changling because he's probably like, why did my uncles leave me? Why'd they leave me all by myself with these creepy people? He's probably worried about them, doesn't know if they're still alive or not, you know. I feel for him. And then Shin is highly volatile, highly emotional, and has a Citizen Kane freak out, throwing everything in the floor. And I'm like, oh my God. And the other guy manages to keep his cool, but Shinshin's on 120% all the time. And it's a lot. And I feel like he just roid rages out every 5 seconds. And the other guy has to like get him under control. But I don't blame Changling for not telling these two guys because it's like, your dad wasn't great friends with them. So clearly he didn't trust him. So like Zhao says, trust has to be mutual. And if I don't trust you, why would I tell you these things? So it just... He's like, I was scared that day. I don't remember things. Let's just go. And the one guy is like, well, we'll take you to the conference. There were some misunderstandings in the past, but, you know, we're all family here. It's fine. And then he's like, from now on, you're my biological son. And I'm like, okay. He doesn't want to be your biological son. But sure. So then the one guy's like, Shin says the situation is urgent. 3 out of the 5 parts of the glazed armor are gone. Okay. 3 parts are missing out of the 5. So we have the changing ghost has 1 part. Wing Keshing has another part. The changing ghost part was the one from Al Lizy. So that goes down here. And then Wing Keshing has the part from the long tongue ghost, which we don't know if that was from the original hanging ghost or how that works. Then there's another part that is missing. And then there's the part that belongs to Shin. And then there's the part that belongs to the 5th brother. So we think. Well, no, wait a minute. The one they think that the glazed armor piece was stolen from the one guy, right? But he ends up getting killed. So did the long tongue ghost steal that part? And was he going to hand it over to the assassins? Because the one guy dies, and his family covers that shit up real quick. So I don't know. Let's just say that the 3rd piece we're going to put question mark by for now. 2 pieces that we know of are with the 5 lakes. We're going to just say that. 2 pieces are with the 5 lakes. Wing Keshing has 1 piece. The changing ghost has another piece. And the 3rd piece is somewhere. But yeah, actually, yeah, it could be that the one of the glazed armor pieces was stolen by the broken sword guy. The broken sword villa guy. And so then they're like, he's a child. He doesn't know what's going on. And he's like, we'll go to the conference and it's fine. So yeah. So then there's the broken sword villa people, right? And we see them. Like, I heard you're going to depart to Yearning today, which is where the conference is. And he's like, yeah. He's like, there's still some time for the conference. We could all travel together if you want. He's like, eldest brother has also been missing Chengling all this time. He's like, why don't you go with us? And so they're like, oh, it's fine. So Mu Siyuan, so many characters. He is the lord of the Broken Sword Mountain Villa. They are shady as F. They are shady as F. Let me tell you. We're going back to this conversation. Because what do they do there? They say basically, they're like, where's Tianji? And he's like, oh, well. He says, my beloved disciple, Hei Ryusei, has been missing for a few days, which we know he's dead. And he's like, Tianji went to search for his whereabouts. We know he's dead. So the people that they're like, oh, they're missing and they went to go look for each other. Do they know they're dead? Did they find those bodies? A lot of things have happened. They're just really sketch. I don't trust the Broken Sword Villa. They're super sketchy. I don't trust them and what's going on. So Shin's mad that the one brother's being all, social butterfly-y. He's like, it's all the fault of these evil ghosts. They hide in the dark and harm people with their base tricks. I feel like, do the ghosts harm them with base tricks? Or, what, are they just as bad as you all? We'll see. So, like, when have people ever been as anxious as they are now? So, meanwhile, Zhao's robe change is not significant. He's still rocking the beige tones. He got rid of the blue, which is sad. But he looks pretty normal. Wing Keshing has the red underneath. Has the red underneath, in case we need to do a reveal. He's ready. He's ready for his reveal. But he also has these bitchin' teal robes that make him look very princely. They're very ornate. They're very, very posh and polished, which is interesting. He's gone from being in his pastel era to his bold statement color era, right? So this isn't something normal struggling soldiers could do. What was the strangely mesmerizing scent from last night? He's like, at least tell me the name of it. And so Zhao says the scent is called Drunken Life Dream. And so this is around the time of one of our other dialogue changes. So he's like, well, then why did you have an antidote? And he's like, well, and Zhao doesn't come out and say he was an assassin working for the Window of Heaven, but he seems to think that the Window of Heaven is involved. And he's like, why did the drunk dream life appear here in Huzhou? Is the Window of Heaven getting involved with the Ghost Valley? Here's the thing. I don't think the Window of Heaven is involved with the Ghost Valley. I think the Window of Heaven is acting as a separate agent, and the Ghost Valley has caught on to it, and they're just like, well, Because I'm wondering if the Scorpion house with the assassins, I wonder if they're connected to the Window of Heaven, if it's like an adjacent assassin sect and they all know each other. It's curious because right now we have the Five Lakes Alliance. We have them in all of this. We have the Ghost Valley. They are involved. We have our crew, Win Keshing and Zhao, and Guzhong can be involved in that as well. Then we have the Beggar Gang, and we'll call them Strawberry Shortcake Couple. We have them, because they're against the Five Lakes Alliance. And then we have the Assassins. Then we have the Assassins of the Scorpion, which might be like an adjacent assassin group. And then we have Window of Heaven. So yeah, there is honestly like 6 different parties going on in this story at the same time, and they're all acting for different motives, and it's like it's crazy, right? But Zhao's like, why are they getting involved? And when Keshing's like, you're not good at hiding your motives. So he comes up to him and says, why are you ignoring me? Ask me. He's like, since you know that this is the antidote, you ought to know its origin. He's like, if you made an antidote, then you know where it came from. And he's like, I'd love some. And he's like, no. He's like, well, don't refuse me so resolutely. He's like, I would pay a good price. You can have whatever you want. And then Zhao starts to get frustrated. So at the point where when Keshing says, I'll spend a lot of money to buy that, whatever you want, I'll give you, what was actually said was, the sentence used refers to a Chinese expression of someone, generally a woman, that proposes to give their body to someone else in return for a favor, like a marriage proposal. Basically, when Keshing says, I'll give myself to you in exchange for the antidote. Well, okay. Sure, Jan, I bet you would. I bet you would give yourself to him. And that's when Zhao's like, what the fuck? So, and when Keshing's like, I'm just playing around. He's like, you could tell that Zhao's on edge about the Window of Heaven because not only is it his past that's tied to the 7 nails, but also it's tied to the mountain villas, and it's also tied to, a part of his life he's trying to forget and separate himself from. So he's like, when in the illusion caused by mesmerizing, people see what they desire most. So he says, Brother Wen, you repeatedly called someone's name at the time. What did you see? Now, Zhao knows that Wen called his mother's name, but Wen Keshing doesn't maybe remember that, and so it's like, it feels like Zhao is tempting him to be like, do I say... Zhao seems like he's trying to get information out of Wen Keshing without revealing that, and then when Keshing's like, oh, well, I thought you were a decent man, but this is kind of like a low move. And so then he goes and whispers in his ear about the rat. Now, before that, Zhao is like, what relationship does he have with the mountain villa, with the 4 seasons? How does he know about us? So they're trying to figure each other out, right? But then he says the thing about the dead rat in the illusion, and this is the last substitute line. It says, Zhao asks what Wen Keshing saw when under the influence of the drunk like a dream drug. When Keshing whispered, when I was little, I threw a dead rat in my mother's bed. She found out and chased me into the streets. What was actually replied was, me and the person I love in our wedding. What? What? Hold on. What he actually replied with was what he saw in his dream, me and the person I love in our wedding night, having sex, being in a state of bliss, that there is no more happiness that can be in that moment. What? Oh. And then Zhao's like, that's why he walks away like, nope, I'm not having any of this. So, P.S. The having sex part was expressed by using a poetry euphemism of going high in the mountain. Like airplane shooting towards the sky. Zhao is shocked. His shocked expression shows the outrageousness of Wen Keshing's words and how it doesn't align with the mother chasing him because of a dead rat. This episode was overdubbed and lots of changes were made because there's no way it would be aired in its raw version. Oh my God. Oh my God. The censors came back from vacation just in time to be like, nope. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to joke with you. And Zhao's like, quit joking about having sex. Especially with me. So that's when he's like, I didn't want to lie to you. And that's why I messed around. He's like, as soon as a person takes a little of it, they could fall into a coma. But it's much stronger than the one I developed. And so then when Keshling's like, well, why did you make the drug? And he's like, well, it came from an ancient recipe and I use it to help fall asleep. Which kind of makes sense now, but is also really sad that Zhao literally made a drug to help make him go to sleep. That's really sad that he just, you know, wanted to get knocked out. And when Keshling's like, oh, well, you know, the world is full of men that can be evil and is dangerous. And he says, what's wrong with eternally staying in a dream without waking up? And he's like, well, then keep dreaming. I love that Zhao's like, then keep dreaming about that. So I like that when Keshing is like, you know, what's wrong with dreaming, you know, and having like a blissful little dream. And he's like, mm-mm. Because I'm sure that, oh, well, it makes sense now why Zhao would take the sleeping drug, because if he's had night terrors from all the things that has happened while he's been an assassin, he tries to go to sleep to forget about all that. So for Zhao, he's having all these night terrors of his former days as an assassin, and that's why he takes the drug to go to sleep. And when Keshing's like, well, you could just like stay with me and you wouldn't need to take a sleeping drug. It's like, oh my God. So yeah. So then we go back to the Sambai Mountain Villa, where this one guy is like, an official from the Northwest is in the carriage. My master has gone to a distant place. So we don't know who this guy is. We have no clue who this guy from the West is, but they're looking for the others. And Han Ying has arrived in Jiangnan. Okay. Interesting. The window of heaven is involved in the matter with the glazed armor. So I like that while Wing Keshing's trying to figure out what's going on, Zhao is like, shit, the window of heaven is involved in the glazed armor. They're going to get involved with Changling. He's like, my past is coming back to haunt me, and it's possibly crossing hairs with this kid. He's like, oh no, what do I do? And then they're like, well, we should go to the Heroes Conference. And Zhao's like, and of course, Zhao does not want to get Wing Keshing involved. He's like, are you afraid to see the guard? He's like, the Heroes Conference sounds lively. Would you be going or not? And then Zhao says, are you following me to kill people or set a fire? Well, he's already threatened to set a fire in the armory, in the shop where they're making the fake glazed armor. So he's already done that. So all that's left for him is to kill people. And that could happen at the conference. I feel like that conference is going to be a giant gathering of everybody, and shit's going to go down. Like, the assassins are going to show up. The window of heaven's going to show up. The ghosts are going to be there. When Keshing's going to arrive. Zhao's going to be there. Changling. Like, everything is going to converge at this conference, because everything in a Don Mai converges at the damn conference, and then it all goes to hell in a handbasket. That's the trope. So, it's happened in all of XTX's works, so why would we not expect it to happen here? But yeah, so Zhao decides to go his way, and when Keshing's like, look, I'll meet you there. I'm going to set up the drama. Don't you worry. I'm just here for the drama. It's fine. It's a drama about a dog fight. No matter how far away, we must go take a look. The conference will be comprised of a group of barking dogs. The Five Lakes Alliance is eager to take control of Changling, because he could have peace. A lonely orphan in a sea of people with no one to rely. I love he says, you know, Changling's this lonely orphan with no one else to turn to. It's a shame if we just left him alone and you didn't come and help him. And of course, that's all that needed to be said. And Zhao's like, son of a bitch, fine. He's surrounded by hunting hounds who are smarter than foxes. What a pity. And Zhao's like, fine, I'm going to go. And he's like, well, I'll meet you there. But first, I'm going to go back and see what Guzhong's up to. And so as they're all sitting there having their dinner, I like poor Changling is sitting off by himself. Poor guy. Having their peaches and tea and everything. So they're all hanging out. My second brother is the son-in-law of the West Zhejiang's observer. Okay, yeah, because they're talking about his marriage. He's a rich and delicate nobleman. He's worried that we would laugh at him. He's so quiet now. So Zhao's watching him. I like Zhao with the little hat, the little Shilian hat. Like that's, I guess they wouldn't notice him because he doesn't have the mask on. So he does look a little bit different. So I'm like, you don't need the hat. You know, you don't need the hat since they're not going to be able to tell your face, but okay. Meanwhile, when Keshing is like, here's all the gold you want, where he gets all this money from, I don't know. Where did he get all this money from? Did he steal it from a sect? I don't know. He's like, get it ready in time or I'll burn down your village. So he's making 30 counterfeit pieces of the glazed armor. So we've got 30 pieces of counterfeit. Okay. That's going to be at this damn conference. It is going to be chaos. It's going to run amok. It's going to be wild. Meanwhile, back at the magnificent boat, the bitchin' boat, Guzhong, they're getting wasted, having an assorted mixed nuts, playing games. They're having a time. They're having the best time. They're playing like strip poker and having mixed nuts. They're just living the life, right? I like the idea that Guzhong has these two women that she says are her servants, like live with her. And of course, when Keshing's like, can you make them go away? Like, they're probably going to get in the way. And Guzhong's like, but I saved them. And he's like, we had this talk about puppies. Are you going to be able to take care of them? She's like, yes. So I don't know what's going to happen to these two women. I kind of have bad red flag vibes because neither of these women are fighters. So I feel like they would be a liability. But I also feel like when Keshing is like, fine, if you want to have them around, you can. But if something happens to them, you are responsible. Also, this whole scene of like this imposing like master coming back and the women all kind of gathered around him. It felt very Vampire AU, right? It felt Interview with a Vampire. Like it felt like Guzhong felt like Claudia and Lestat was like fine. You know what? If you want to, go make them into vampires, take care of them, they're yours now. And she's like, okay. So you can make this whole series into an instant Vampire AU. We had shoulder sucking in this episode. We had possible arm sucking. There's blood. It's all the pieces are right there. I'm sure somebody has made a fan fiction of this as a Vampire AU. I'm sure. But yeah, I love Guzhong so much. She's such a breath of life and she has so much energy. And I like these two women are like, look, we're orphans. We have nowhere to go. Your boat is kind of bitching. And we're getting free food and we can hang around and play games all day. Like, this seems like a great trade-off. Why would we want to leave? No. But when Keshing offered to pay them like an immense amount of silver to live off of, and they're like, we still wouldn't have the protection we need. I like that he's like, you ladies are fine here, but when I get my husband in here, you're going to have to go. I'm going to need all this room, ladies. And they're like, it's a huge boat. I also love that the nut bag looked like takeout, but it was super cute. And I like when Keshing, his weakness is nuts. Just an assorted collection. He just likes to have some really good tasting nuts in his mouth. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh my God. This show. So he sends them out of the way and he tells Guzhong that he needs her to do two things. So he takes all the counterfeit glazed armor. And he's like, all right, I'm going to need you to do, it's a 2-part plan. The first part has to happen as soon as possible. The second part is going to plan carefully. When Keshing has a chessboard game going on and we don't know what it is yet, but oh my God, things are going to be set in motion. I feel like he's going to ask her to go and set the glazed armor out in all these different places at the conference, or he's going to have her give them to random ghosts, or something's going to happen that's going to set everybody into chaos mode trying to get this glazed armor and reveal where people's alliances are and who's betraying who. I feel like that's what he's setting up. But as for the long-term plan, I don't know. I also like the idea that the entire time all of this was going on, she and the other two ladies were just partying in the boat. Just partying while Wynn could go off and flirt, you know, like you do. So this episode was insane. I loved it. It's been my favorite episode so far because of just the blatant flirting. Episode 4 was amazing, but this one, and I cannot wait to see where we go to from here. So anyway, I'm excited to hear your comments down below. I hope you all have an amazing week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more of Word of Honor. Bye!